CrazyMoving versus HerO. Start it up.
For the 4th time today, our first map of the day will be Antiga Shipyard. GG Yo called out from Liquid HerO, our blue Protoss in the top left corner, one of the most storied PVZs we have today.
Probably the best Protoss versus Zerg player I know, and he is, unfortunately for CrazyMoving, well, I shouldn't say that yet, but in the bottom right-hand position.
Hold on here. CrazyMoving, he is the bottom right Zerg from Infinity 7. CrazyMoving, his best matchup is against Protoss as well, 60%. He's never played against HerO, but he did advance to pool play at MLG. He lost to MC, but for the most part has a pretty solid understanding of this matchup. Now, I like it because CrazyMoving, I've been watching him since the Playhem days, and I didn't get to talk about him yet because he had a bye week 1. But he's one of these players that explores the possibilities of Nidus in this matchup. In late game, he loves dropping 2 Nidus networks and then starts making them everywhere, and he starts really pulling Protoss apart where they have to keep everything in conglomeration together. So, he's one of these Zerg players that isn't afraid to think outside the box, and that's why I've always been appreciative of his style. But he's up against one of the most, the solid Protoss versus Zerg style. It's not even just he 2-base all-ins. The fact that he can go 2-base all-in, he can also pressure and turtle and play passive. He also has great harassment. And HerO, everyone says that he's the Protoss that just understands Zerg the best right now.
Definitely. And, CrazyMoving style, the Nidus style that you were mentioning, I think it's good against regular Protoss, but HerO actually has a style that revolves around him, out multitasking his opponent.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like that's going to be a really tough way to actually play against HerO. He normally has really, really good composure when he's going up against anything that, anything like that. And oh my goodness!
No, he doesn't.
He will not be able to finish.
No, it was I guess it was a cheeky attempt. He said, "Okay, well, if he's really gonna let me do it," but oh wow, looks like HerO gonna still go for 2 cannons. And CrazyMoving, he has drones in position anyways.
Nice job, CrazyMoving.
Yeah,
look at that.
Oh,
another probe over here.
Wow.
And he will cancel that 1 cannon. It looks like he'll cancel the other one as well because there's just too many drones wrapped around there. Although only 4 are attacking it.
And there's only 5. There's only 5 mining at the back at the main. And HerO really wants to punish CrazyMoving for going for a really quick hatchery.
That was, originally I was going to say HerO is so far behind committing to that, but the amount of drones that CrazyMoving had off the mineral lines, I actually feel like HerO is ahead. Not sure completely. Do they have a total resources?
Potentially lost?
No, total resources that were mined. I would love that.
Oh yeah, no, they do. They don't have that. I'm looking through all of our.
All right, let's add up all the mineral. No, just kidding.
Well, I think you can. You're going to subtract all the minerals mined thus far. And well, I mean, you can see heroes already. Some of them are in the 1100s, 1000 range, and CrazyMoving is still in 1200. So there you go, a couple hundred minerals ahead, and actually several hundred minerals ahead. But the idea is now timings are kind of misaligned. HerO's Nexus is considerably later, considering he wanted to cannon. He spent a lot of minerals doing that, and his gases are pretty delayed.
Uh-oh. Here we go, Zergling run by.
Oh
and
my.
This will get 4 Zerglings in there. Not a big deal since 1 Zealot is already chrono boosted out.
See, that's what you say, but then Protosses feel like, oh man, 4 Zerglings, they can just keep harassing. And the biggest thing is that they're going to try to harass probes on gas, and HerO really doesn't want to do that. Look at it, he's pulling the mineral probes because he doesn't want to interrupt gas flow, because that is a huge disruption to Protoss timing.
No, I don't mean to say that it's all fine and dandy, like rosy flowers, but still, 4 Zerglings won't be able to really accomplish enough, and as soon as this 1 Zergling gets, or 1 Zealot gets over here, he should be able to deal with it pretty nicely. HerO has great control, so if he loses 1 probe, I think that would be a very unnecessary blunder in his eyes.
Well, CrazyMoving, yeah, you're right. I was looking at the units killed, but that's because he killed those 2 initial probes at his natural. And, you know, you can see he's splitting off immediately, trying to see if HerO's sneaking in some buildings out of his sight. But no, HerO's just playing very normally. CrazyMoving back at home, he's going for a fast third hatchery as well, so finally starting to gas up. So, again, the delayed version, 7 minutes into this game, and it's not normal by any means. And this is actually kind of cool, because you get to see how players kind of react when they're thrown off their plan.
Exactly. And it's interesting what CrazyMoving is doing. Now, he can transition to a lot of different things at this point, getting to gas so fast. It is way before the third is actually capable. So he has like slightly less minerals going into that mid-game stage, but slightly more gas. That's the big trade-off. What is he going to actually do with this gas? That's the big question. What keeps him relevant in the game? And I'm not sure. Honestly, I have no clue where he goes from here, because I think the Stefano style, that's the style that I've been studying the most. That's the style that I only do on ladder.
That's the only style you know how to do.
Yeah, I feel it's the best way to actually approach
well, Antiga
DVP on Antiga Shipyard.
Yeah, like you can destroy the destructible debris and just come into the third and try to see if you can force Protoss in kind of an awkward position. But HerO, I want to point out something that he played Idra on this map just a few days ago. Actually, no, that was yesterday, yeah. He played Idra just yesterday in the EG Masters Cup. And Idra, again, was one of those characteristics games where he was really far ahead but somehow ended up losing. But more specifically, HerO has been doing phenomenal blink play in PvZ. And no matter what happens on Antiga Shipyard, he's one of those players that can really climb himself back in no matter what happens. And he's kind of been relying more on the two-base timings as opposed to a fast third that a lot of Protoss has been attempting on Antiga Shipyards.
Well, look at this. He's gearing up for a 7 gateway.
Oh, wow. I only saw the 4,
two-base, and he might actually take an expansion here. It's very possible that he takes an expansion. We'll keep an eye on that.
It doesn't have a Twilight count, so normally he goes for a lot quicker if he goes for a 2-base. So he could be, it looks like he's mixing it up here. And that's actually, maybe it's targeted specific to Idra. Probably wanted the 2-base time against him. So I guess that's kind of how things go. He is warping a lot of sentries as well. But let's check back in on what CrazyMoving is doing. He's not going for that Stefano style, looks like.
No. Roachborn is down. No roaches out in production just yet, nor in the units tab. I think he did over drone slightly, 62 drones. He should be actually getting some roaches at this point. Let's check the income tab. Yeah, 64.
Oh.
Normally you would stop around 50 to 55. That's where you want to stop, because you just don't have enough material, don't have enough production rounds to actually deal with this incoming pressure. And that's exactly what HerO is doing.
Yeah.
He's doing incoming pressure.
Well, he's not making probes anymore, so I dare say this is a huge timing attack coming out of him. Borderline all in, as you know, he faked the third with his probe at his own third. And oh wow, looks like CrazyMoving trying to see if he can snipe the probe. A big snipe indeed. But here comes HerO. He's gonna force field off immediately, and CrazyMoving doesn't have that many units really to defend at his third base. Immediately canceling, realizing it's futile to try and defend this right now.
Now, the Zerglings are empowered because +1 Carapace is up, and that enables the Zerglings to actually be 3-shotted instead of 2-shotted.
Man.
But still, I mean, the beautiful position that HerO has, it's just too much.
Yeah.
And mass roaches, I mean, why are you going roaches if you're investing into your Carapace first thing? It's normally some sort of Zergling.
Oh, CrazyMoving losing unit after unit slowly. He's not even trying to confront with everything at the same time. The roach is caught in the corner right next to those expired monitors. We see CrazyMoving losing the third base pretty much uncontested there. He didn't really have anything to confront this 7-gate from HerO, and he's already preparing a follow-up, getting his robotics just in case. I mean, he's free to go back home at this point and take a huge advantage.
He can do anything he wants right now.
He could.
I think he's just gonna drive the knife directly into his back and twist it at this point. I mean, he knows he's so far ahead, and there's the Guardian Shield. It gets popped immediately. Once he gets in range of this ramp, he's dealing with only a single hatchery.
This is not good position.
There's the force. Nope,
the force fields. Yeah, they do trap out half those roaches, and the one on the ramp is the most important one. HerO doesn't have the best concave. He's actually surrounded by the roaches, but again, has to be really cautious. Just not to overextend too far. CrazyMoving has a lot of roaches, contrary to him losing a lot of larvae at the third. But with reinforcements here, I think CrazyMoving should be able to hold this off. HerO doesn't have blink, and he's on creep.
He doesn't care. He's just going to kite all of these roaches. I didn't even know Stalkers could do that.
Goodness.
Kill that many units. Oh my god. Now, CrazyMoving will get his +1 missile attack, but look at this. A third base already started up for Liquid HerO. He has Immortals on the way, although I don't know. There it is. Immortals on the way. Twilight Council in the works. And this is not looking good for CrazyMoving. Even though he has a supply lead, It's mostly roaches, and roaches don't do too well, although there might be a Hydra timing, although I highly doubt it. There might be a Hydra timing where if he can get his Hydras to his opponent's side, that'll be in about 3 minutes. Then he could potentially do a lot of damage against a mainly gateway army, but still, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
First Immortal Conan boosted out as well as Blink. Very important upgrades indeed. HerO with Blink is one of the most devastating thing in mid-game PvZ that I've come to watch. It was just absurd watching him micro against Idra. Then again, Idra was kind of on tilt. You can tell that he wasn't really playing the best by game number 3. But HerO, regardless, very well known to position correctly on Antiga Shipyards, as we've seen when he took out CrazyMoving's third. CrazyMoving, no attempt to take his third back. This is a pretty last-ditch effort. If this attack doesn't work, he'll be running out of options, but HerO looks very solid. He's going to be able to defend that ramp easily.
He doesn't have a lot of sentries, so that might be a little bit of a problem, but those Hydras, let me tell you, Hydras aren't good reinforcement units.
Yeah, they take a while to. They're like the U.S. Postal Service.
Exactly.
And if you want something sent across the map, you don't want Hydras to do it.
No. You want
UPS,
Zerglings,
FedEx, even
DHL.
Even DHL. I was thinking about it, I was like D something, but those cannons are actually working against HerO for the moment, but the cancel on him is just what he needs. CrazyMoving forced to engage, and he can't leave. You can tell he's changing his mind every 2 seconds. It's like, should I stay or should I go? As CrazyMoving taking too much damage, he doesn't want to engage on the Immortals, but the force fields have something else to say. CrazyMoving losing way too much supply, as HerO's third is well defended.
And for CrazyMoving to actually win this, he had to kill the third and then go into the natural and kill some more. Now, he is doing a lot of damage here with just Hydras.
Yeah.
Actually, Hydras are doing so much damage, but they need to back up right now, as there's just too much.
Yeah, Hydras have phenomenal DPS, but they're just too vulnerable and too slow. You can see the reposition attempts are very, very poor. And HerO,
look at this Blink, man.
Yeah, look at HerO's Blink. Wow.
You said it.
He is completely dissecting this Hydra very easily, not only for victory, but for science. GG! As HerO takes the game, and he does not take the series just yet. I was about to say that once again.
No,
HerO.
It looked phenomenal.
Yeah. And it was a good third base fake into a 2-base attack, and CrazyMoving was not prepared for it in the slightest.
Kind of weird build that CrazyMoving did. A lot of times, I do see that in response to the +1 weapons attack, you get the +1 carapace, and now your Zerglings are empowered. But to do that correctly, you need Zerglings, and we didn't really see Zerglings at all. So is that upgrade doing enough to actually defend against those 2-base all-ins? I would say no. And that's why we had a very easy game, I think, overall for HerO.
So game number 1, again, goes to HerO. Thank you so much to GameMinder, the application on the smartphone that lets you know about upcoming games and NASL broadcasts. Go to handelabra.com for more information. We'll be back with game number 2 between HerO and CrazyMoving. Don't go anywhere. More action from Division 2 is coming up next.